Yup, we on top. I know we run the city.
Jaylen Adams has had a tough day. Gets to the basket. Oh, my goodness, Jaylen Adams. What a play.
It's lonely up here at the top.
Doing whatever he likes tonight.
Oh, having fun.
Adams has hit a man. Step back three. Heartbreaker. Warm that plane up. We are out of here.
Plenty of great stories to dig into in that light. The Kings have begun this season well as well, and why wouldn't they? With the return of championship-winning superstar Jaylen Adams. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate you guys.
Ready for the tough questions.
Must be nice to have a look back at that, and must be nice to be back in Sydney for another season.
Yeah, absolutely. This feels like my second home. I've been here for 3 years now, so it definitely feels like a home at this point, like I said, and I'm glad to be back.
Well, speaking of home, just take you way back to Maryland. When was the first time you had a basketball in your hands?
I would say as a little kid, for sure. My dad was the first person to put the basketball in my hand, and we spent a lot of time just growing up over the rest of my life. I'm probably like a 5, 6-year-old and just playing basketball throughout. And grew up playing basketball in the city, and it's been my life ever since.
Both your parents were sporty, weren't they?
Yeah, for sure. My dad played football. Went to Maryland, went to the University of Maryland, played football. And my mom went to Wesley College in Delaware, and she played basketball. So definitely both athletes.
And you're widely travelled. You've played in Serbia and China. And I'm just trying to imagine the halftime huddle in China. If you can't speak Chinese and you're sitting there and fully invested, like, what happens?
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to be fully invested because I don't know what they're saying in both places. But, you know, you meet teammates that might speak a little English, or in China specifically, we had a translator, and it just comes out, and whatever they say, it gets repeated, just literally in English right behind it. So you almost got to pay more attention to the other guy talking than the coach. So.
Could you get the translator? Like, you think, yeah, I got this, or I think, oh, that's a strange message? Or
I feel like it was, you know, it was loosely translated. So I feel like it was a lot of words being skipped, and he was just getting to the main point. So, and then the other coach was still talking in whatever language it was. So it wasn't like I could just be like.
Is there a thought process then at that point? I mean, you do what you do, and so you get back on the court, and of course you've listened, but if you don't totally get it, you just play basketball.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's like that in any situation.
Sport, yeah.
It's just, at the end of the day, your sport is your sport, and, you know, you trust in yourself. So.
Serbia's basketball mad, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
They love it over there.
For sure. I think that's one of the best environments I've ever played in. I played in the Red Star versus Partizan game, and I've seen it as well, and it's one of the best environments I've ever played in.
Brilliant.
You've been at Sydney for a little while. Great success. Different story this year in terms of your coach. Brian Goorjian, he's a legend out here, known for his hardcore pre-seasons, and he's a disciplinarian. How have you found him?
He's a great coach. I think you can see it just clearly in his leadership, and just the type of person that he is in practice and pre-game and pre-practice, and he's just a good person, good dude, and I like playing for him.
And the form of the team is good. Obviously, had one little hiccup so far this season. Sensational game against the Bullets, where you led big time, and then they came back a little bit. But it's been a good start.
Yeah, for sure. This is how we wanted to start the season. Obviously, we like it to have no blemishes, but you know, it started the way it started, and we believe in ourselves, and I truly think it's going to be a good year.
Do you, as someone who's been in Sydney and Australia 3 times 3 seasons, do you embrace other sports? Have you watched any of the NRL and the AFL?
So I haven't really tapped into the NRL yet, but I went to an AFL game my first year, Sydney Swans game, and I was fortunate enough to have a couple of my teammates go to the game with me so I could understand at least what I was watching. But it's a great sport. Like, it's a lot different than anything else.
You needed translators like you did in China.
I'm telling you.
Growing up, was basketball like your focus as, you know, was your heroes playing basketball, or was it NFL? Or?
For sure. I grew up watching a lot of sports, and I like watching the NFL too. I'm an Eagles fan. Grew up an Eagles fan.
Right.
It's kind of anti to where I'm from, but I grew up a big NFL fan, but I played soccer, I played baseball, I played football, I played basketball, and it just turned out to be basketball, probably because I was best at it.
And just very quickly, how cool was it to see LeBron and his son on the same court making history? I know it was a preseason game, but how good was that?
That was special. That was special. I think something like that just tells you how great LeBron is to be able to play long enough to even be on the court with your son.
That's amazing.
I know for a fact my dad couldn't be on no NBA court playing with me, so I just know that it's a special experience, and I'm pretty sure that he felt special about it.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, you've given us some special moments in the seasons. Let's hope that happens again this year. Thank you so much for coming and dropping in.
100%. Appreciate you. Thank y'all for having me.
Brilliant. Go those Kings. Coming up, our champ of the week. Stick around. Really